scheduled castes have converted to Islam and Christianity. Scheduled castes have converted to Buddhism and Sikhism also. Scheduled castes who converted to Sikhism and Buddhism, they are treated as, continue to be treated as scheduled caste.
Yeah.
Whereas those who converted to Christianity and Islam, they are not treated as scheduled caste. Then I told I am not concerned with the biggest concept. I am only happy that I could be a party to the midday meal judgment.
That is the most important thing, that you have converted those 62% into, coming back to school.
21 judges were appointed during my time to the Supreme Court. I never knew that anybody has raised any serious objection.
In the criminal cases, and the death penalties, what we have normally seen is the cases are pending, which leads to many repercussions like, suicide cases may happen, mental health can be an issue. So in those cases, is there any way out that the judgments could be, taken on Ayodhya, Ram Mandir in Ayodhya? How do you take this judgment as? And why this judgment has taken so long, or what do you think this was the right time to take the judgment? Does social media impact on the judgment regarding electoral bond? Elections are going on, and it is a hot topic right now. That, but don't you think that it has encouraged black money? There could have been some other options also. The triple talaq judgment was been given, and has it interfered into Muslim law, or is it the first step towards uniform civil code? If some CM, he has been arrested, or he is indulged in some unlawful activity, and he is in the jail. So what do you think, that whether he can then take the administrative decision? नमस्कार दोस्तों, फिर एक बार आप सब लोगों का स्वागत है GTRi टॉक शो में. सो वेलकम यू ऑल ऑन दिस न्यू एंड वेरी वेरी एक्साइटिंग एपिसोड. हमारे इंडिया के 3 पिलर है, 3 स्तंभ हैं. वो है विधायिका, कार्यपालिका और न्यायपालिका, जिसे कहते हैं पहले कानून जो बनाता है, ठीक है, दूसरा जो कानून अप्लाई करता है, और तीसरा जहाँ पर कानून जो बिगाड़ता है उस पर न्याय लिया जाता है. तो वही न्यायपालिका के साथ हम आज हैं. तो आज हम मिलने जा रहे हैं वही न्यायपालिका के प्रधान से. हम ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया KG बालकृष्णन जी से मिलने वाले हैं, और उनका पूरा नाम है कोनाक कुप्पाकाटिल गोपीनाथन बालकृष्णन जी. नमस्कार बालकृष्णन जी. ये फर्स्ट CJI रहे हैं जिनका टेन्योर सबसे लंबा रहा है. ये फर्स्ट वैसे CJI रहे हैं जो केरला से उन्हें नियुक्त किया गया था, और ये फर्स्ट दलित CJI रहे हैं. और मुझे ये कहते हुए इतना आनंद हो रहा है कि आज हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म के द्वारा इनके साथ हम वार्तालाप करने वाले हैं. तो चलिए इनकी जर्नी सुनते हैं. तो मैं जानना चाहती हूँ आपसे कि आपने जो केरला के एक छोटे से शहर से आपका सफ़र एज चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया रहा, वो कैसा रहा, और कैसे आपने ये सोचा कि हाँ आपको एक लॉयर बनना है और आप इस स्थान तक पहुंच पाएंगे?
It is not छोटी सा शहर, it is a छोटी सा village. I came from a small village. I studied in high school, neighboring high school, which was about 5 kilometers away from my residence. High school. Earlier I studied at the place where my father worked at Vaikam. My father was a court staff. So wherever he is transferred, our family also shifted. I studied in Vaikam school also. Then Adayar school. I studied high school. Then I completed the law studies in Ernakulam Law College. Studied my BSc in Maharajas College, Ernakulam.
Okay, so your inspiration came from your father's work profile.
Father, they all, from my village, I was the first lawyer to become. It was at that time the land reforms introduced in Kerala. So the land tribunal started. So so many cases were concerning the farmers, small husband dwellers, that is called Kudikadappu cars in Kerala. So their cases were all in the land tribunal. So I started appearing initially in the land tribunal, then in the municipal court, then I joined the LLM course, that too in Ernakulam Law College. So then I shifted my practice to High Court.
As a lawyer, you had been into criminal cases, right? Most of the time. You were a criminal lawyer. From there, you have come up to this stage. Now, I just want to ask that our India is a very diversified country, wherein caste, creeds, and many such hindrances are there to perform when you are going to a particular stage. I feel that this point is very important to take out, as a first Dalit to be chosen as CJI. As I could see that you had also did some reform, what was the purpose of Balakrishnan Commission?
Balakrishnan Commission is only just recent phenomenon. I was appointed by the Government of India. There are two other members. One R.K. Jain is there. He is a former IAS officer. Then another Vice Chancellor, this Mrs. Yadav also is a member of the commission. Scheduled castes have converted to Islam and Christianity. Scheduled castes have converted to Buddhism and Sikhism also. Scheduled castes who converted to Sikhism and Buddhism, they are treated as continue to be treated as scheduled caste.
Yeah.
Whereas those who converted to Christianity and Islam, they are not treated as scheduled caste. As a tribals, there is no problem. They can convert to any religion. They will continue as the scheduled tribe. But scheduled caste, those who converted to Islam and Christianity, will not be treated as scheduled caste.
Okay.
So whether they should be included in the category of scheduled caste, and if they are included in the scheduled caste list, what would be the impact on others who are already in the list of scheduled caste? This is the main terms of the commission.
Okay, what is your take on Collegium system?
Collegium system, appointment of judges.
Appointment of judges, yeah.
Collegium system is not anywhere in any other country. Most of the countries, the head of the state and there may be some committee to help the head of the state, and they appoint the judges. So most of the African, England also there is a committee. But the Collegium system is senior judges of the High Court and the senior judges of the Supreme Court. They suggest the candidate. Ultimately, it is appointed by the President of India.
Yeah.
So, but they suggest the names of the post judges. So they are considered by the government. Whether if there is any sort of adverse remark about those persons, that is also considered, and ultimately they are the system. If it was working properly during my time, I did not find any problem in the 21 judges were appointed during my time to the Supreme Court. I never knew that anybody has raised any serious objection.
But recently it has been raised a lot. As we can see that, these questions have been raised that why?
Any system may go wrong, or any system may not be suitable for a particular situation. and then there may be criticism and all. That's only.
So you feel that, according to you, during your tenure, you did not find any such, questions.
I did not find any objection or anything was that at that time. Nobody, of course, some particular candidate was proposed, but the Collegium members themselves raised objection. So that candidate was not taken into consideration.
Okay.
That also happened. I don't want to name the candidate. That also. But all the 5 judges together discuss and finalize the name.
Okay, so now, since right now it's a very hot topic, and also I have also visited Ram Mandir, okay, which has been made now after 500 years history. Now, what is your take on that? This Ayodhya, Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, how do you take this judgment as? Because, and why this judgment has taken so long, or what do you think this was the right time to take the judgment?
I have not studied the judgment, Ram Mandir judgment. That matter was, earlier structure was demolished, then they proposed to construct a new temple, and ultimately it is constructed. It was government of India decided to construct the temple, then it is I don't know what are the legal intricacies in that case. I cannot pass any comments unless I study well. Unless I study well, I don't pass any comments.
Okay, so recently the judgment has also been passed that, just like Ram Mandir is now been constructed, on the same basis, like it is said now that one judgment of a particular case helps in deciding the judgment of the other case. Okay, so similarly Gyanvapi Mandir, okay, it is very fair, like it is visible that it is a Gyanvapi temple over there. All the remains are available over there. Similarly, there are other mosques wherein they have this temple remains. So now the judgment of excavating and doing the research has been taken. So what do you feel? Like, is this a pressure been given by the present government, or this judgment is taken on the,
That I cannot say.
Okay.
I do not know it. Because India is a vast country. This India was ruled, or the main kings from a particular group of people for about 600 years. So many of the cities were dominated by that people. The churches were there, mosques were there, temples were, very famous temples were there. When somebody, rulers, they did not like it, sometimes they demolished it. But the ruins are still, we find. So it is, in a country like India, it is not one religion. Britain or Australia or Canada, there is only one religion.
Yeah.
So there is no dispute regarding this sort of. But India is bound to have such disputes. So whenever they dispute, it come to the court. So it is just like another thing. It's not a new thing, not a wonder. It may happen if this sort of investigation goes on in many places. It was, we will find it was formerly a temple, it was formerly a mosque, then it was under. These sort of things is bound to happen.
So we will always be having such issues continued in India because of having the diversified religion. Right.
It is a lucky that we now a single India is formed, because we had 652 powerful kings in India when after independence, after the freedom was obtained. 652 kingdoms are there, that is unified. So if that did not happen, we would all be subjects of the one among these 652 king. So these are all the various changes that is taking place in the history. India has a very complex history.
And it will remain complex, but there would be some sorting.
It will remain complex.
Right. And certain such case recently, like 370 demolition, right? Of course, it was again pending, okay, in the bench of court. And when the judgment was taken, whether it was easy to take the judgment on this matter because it was a fair, thing, but it was been delayed, or it was very complicated for taking this judgment.
Kashmir has always been a problem for India's the administrations. So now these three, we have come at least to some definite situation. So and I in NHRC I dealt with the various people who were driven out of Kashmir. There are about 12 cases were there. It was sold in the NHRC. So also a large number of lands were they are still occupation of somebody, or which is they were not getting anything and all this. They are driven out of their own motherland. So they were all very powerful and all those. Then government of India, some created new post for those people, but many of them were not willing to join at Srinagar.
Okay.
They said we will take up the job in Delhi. So they said nothing doing it. They could not fill up all the posts.
Okay, in your tenure, like what was, does anything memorable or some such judgments that you have taken, some landmark judgments that you must have taken?
Case for everyone, his case is for him that is his case. He is concerned only with that case. So as I have dealt with this 27% reservation for OBC, then the MP lad case, these 5 crores each for the MPs given. That was challenged, MP lad case, series of cases. So midday meal case, myself and Justice Kripal, midday meal, so much of opposition. That at that time you will be surprised to know that the dropout rate in the school was about 64%. That means
62.
If 10 students join the school, in some of the UP, it is only some 4 or 5 students remain in the 6th or 7th standard. The rest go for to help the parents, go for job or something like that. So 64, then midday meal started, that changed the scenario. People at least one meal, they will get the child for, so they come to the school.
In the lust of meal, at least they come to the school.
So what is the biggest constitutional case you are dealt with? So I told I am not concerned with the biggest constitution. I am only happy that I could be a party to the midday meal judgment.
That is the most important thing, that you have converted those 62% into, coming back to school. That is the one, and still it is going on. So the judgments, as you said that, during your tenure, some interesting judgments. Recently, some interesting judgments have been taken. Okay, like adoption of 3 new criminal laws have been effective. What is your take on that? That is, I will say this in Hindi. Okay, and also I will explain because my audience also would like to know. Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, and Bharatiya Saksha Abhiniyam. So on this, what you have?
Criminal Procedure Code, Penal Code, and Evidence Act.
Yes.
There is not much changes affected by these amendments. But some good changes have been effected, but some more the accuracy is to be required. For example, I will tell the earlier this is not implemented. The punishment was only imprisonment fine. These are the two ways of the punishment. So now they have also included the community service.
Okay.
Communityism, but it is not defined. I have not seen the proper definition of a community service. It should be properly defined what is community service.
Right.
To what extent they, so otherwise the judges may go wrong. They may pass all sorts of orders which may not strictly coming within the strict
definition
form of community service.
Okay.
That should be done. That
So,
is one thing.
Okay.
One thing. The other is only some changes, not much changes. They changed the section. So that may create for those who are practicing in the criminal side may initially find it a little difficult because there is no 302 for murder, there is no 350 for outraging modesty, or there is 420 for cheating. All these sections have been changed. So that penal code, that is the changes, that is. But principles are not dealt with. They are not changed.
Okay.
But it is not possible to change also. The criminal law is, these are all drafted by very eminent English jurists.
Yeah, but when any time some changes come, so nowadays the social media is very much into hype. All right. So social media, if there is one change, then that change is converted into a big hype. Okay, that a big amendment is done, a big change is done, and they are changing the whole system. Okay, so what do you think that this social media, okay, if you are into it, then does this social media impact on the judgment of Supreme Court, or after taking a judgment, does this social media impact? Because nowadays people are saying that even if the death penalty is not given in social media, the penalty is already given. If you understand the social media these days, everybody is having mobile in their hand, and the Instagram and YouTube and all sorts of Twitter and everything is there. So all the wrong things are been spread. Just like recently, now the AI has come. So the AI has given the fake news of Amit Shah's, say.
But these are all not very seriously affecting the decision-making process of a judge. How do these judges get time to listen to all these things? They seldom listen to these things. People think that they are all listening to it.
Yeah, because this is, I can understand that, there are strong points on which judgments have been taken. It is not on the basis of all this, things, this fake things which goes on. But the common man is very much affected with those things.
Common may be...
And the shouting is done on that
basis. May be persuaded to take he is guilty, what he is acquitted, and all those feelings. These are all not the major issues in the criminal justice system. Major issue is the delay in disposing of cases. That is the major thing.
What is your take on judicial activism?
Judicial activism, that is the judges... these are often referred to as judges interfering with the executive, the activities of the state. So judges interfere in the. But there are well-laid principles for the judicial review, because India has got judicial review. Any legislation, any executive action could be challenged before the court. So judicial review is possible. If it is wrong, illegal, incorrect, the court can give directions. So that some people say that some judges exceed in the activity, then that is judicial activism. But I don't think that is a major problem in our country.
Okay, few things really make me curious when I see that, okay, there is a judge, because we are more into movies, we see movies, and when we see in movie that, there is a judge and there is one big lawyer, okay, who has his face value, and he comes in, and when he is into the discussion, okay, with like giving his say to in front of the judge, does that affect a judge?
I will tell you this. I went to attend a meeting of the Advocate on Record Association. Then I told them, you are engaging a very eminent big council and paying huge amount. You appear before me. I hear you. Whenever matters I order notice or grant a stay or injunction, it is allowed. Then why do you... Then they say that it is a professional thing. The party wants to engage such a person. Then we are also happy in the sense that they may get a better fees.
Okay, so that is the aura which has been created by the lawyers to show their clients. But that doesn't affect the judge in any case.
No, not at all. Who is whether so and so, if that be so, only handful of lawyers will survive. Just will be without any work even.
Does Supreme Court struggle with colonial inheritance, like language barrier or any time? Like I know that there is a English which we have in Supreme Court,
yes.
But does that anywhere affect if the case comes from from other state or something like that? It doesn't matter.
But all translations are produced.
It's been done.
And,
okay.
It's only an appeal. The case that comes, regular trial is not taking place in the Supreme Court. If a trial, during the course of trial, the language is very important. So, translation is there, translated to English. But Supreme Court, all matters are, then it is recorded, it is translated into English, then that is working. In fact, some of the states, they wanted the entire High Court, the work should be in the particular, their mother tongue. In Tamil Nadu, they want the High Court language should be Tamil.
Yeah, everywhere. Like Maharashtra, they want Maharashtra. Gujarat, they have Gujarati.
But that they gave a representation to the President of India. President of Centre sent back the matter to me when I was the Chief Justice of Madras. Then I told the Chief Minister also, large number of papers are produced in Tamil. They are all translated in English and all by the official machinery itself. If everything is completely in Tamil, these are to be translated, and translation charges are very high.
Yeah.
Party will suffer heavily. Even a small case to be taken to Supreme Court.
Yeah, absolutely. I was coming to that point. In that case,
they have to translate each one. If it is done, straight away on next week, I can file the appeal and get a result in the Supreme Court.
Right. But hasn't ever this thing been changed or thought about that why in particular state they require local language? Because I have seen, not necessarily the cases happen to the same locals, okay? Like if someone is Gujarati, someone is Maharashtrian, someone is like in Mumbai itself, for example. And if in the court you have to mention the whole case in Marathi, okay? So how the person who is Gujarati or Punjabi or any other, the client also has to understand what is this case.
Yeah.
Right. So how that ever such things didn't come in the picture, everything has to be in a common language, whether it is Hindi or English, whatever. Like anyways, we have transformed everything into English.
Party may not know what is going on in the court.
Yeah. But they have to rely completely on the
lawyers. They repose confidence in non-lawyers or their collective. That is how the things work.
Now coming back to again the recent judgment, okay, regarding electoral bond. Elections are going on, okay, and it is a hot topic right now. That, but don't you think that it has encouraged black money? There could have been some other options also, or there could have been.
These are all so many corporate bodies and all donate money to the government or the political parties. This is one way of the collecting money. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it can lead to black money also. So how you are stopping the black money to come? As it has been said that we are trying to bridge the gap between understanding from where the money is coming.
Black money, the bond is I have no idea how this bond works and all. What is the nature of the what? I know.
Like there is a party who goes and there are banks who are been given, authority to take money from a particular party, and then that money is been transferred to the elected parties for spending in the elections. So that is how the thing has been done. There is more detail to it when it goes into banking.
I have no idea how things are going.
Okay, now coming back to as we have been discussing that our India is a diverse country with diverse religion and caste and creeds and all, and the major talk is always about Hindu and Muslims. Okay, so recently the triple talaq judgment was been given, and has it interfered into Muslim law, or is it the first step towards uniform civil code?
Probably they wanted to give some privilege to the Muslim women who that is probably this so that there was earlier some Shabano case and all this. But I am personally of the view that in Hindu religion and Christian religion and Muslim religion, there are good things. There are very good things in Shariat law. That is, a person cannot give away all his properties. Under Muslim law, if he has got properties, he cannot gift the entire property. 1/3 of the property it will go to the children, whatever be that. So there is not in Hindu law. Hindu law, he can, if he has acquired property, he can dispose of the whole property. Nothing is left to the. So every law there are good things in Muslim law. Good thing as regards marriage also, there are some of the grounds for marriage, virulent form of leprosy and all these is to be deleted. So these are all to be all good. We should have not uniform civil code. We should have uniform good laws of both Hindus, Christians, Muslims and all. Good things should be collected and the people should accept it. As regards inheritance, adoption, maintenance, these are the personal laws. The marriage also comes in marriage, adoption and maintenance. But most of the religious heads, they don't approve. They raise objections.
But here the judgment is taken on behalf of the women, okay, for their safeguarding their, property is a very different thing, and an individual interest is a very different thing. So this is the decision been taken for the woman. This judgment, wherein the women were really happy with such judgment, as it was shown in what we have seen in media.
Yes.
Because who on this earth would like to go for that? Although in our country also there are places wherein you have one woman married to 5 men. That is also there. If you go in Himachal side, there is towards
in some interior.
there are tribals. In the tribals, there are.
They cannot afford to maintain more than one.
Okay, in the cases like if some CM, okay, he has been arrested or he is indulged in some unlawful activity and he is in the jail. So what do you think that whether he can then take the administrative decisions?
Oh, that is, he can still continue to do the discharge his function as a CM.
CM, yeah.
How effectively he can do it, I am afraid, because all administrative works, he not only simply file, but some meeting people, take decisions and all. But he can delegate to his own ministers. Once he is in 24 hours custody, he'll be out of service and all. That principle cannot be extended. But he will continue as CM. How effectively he can function, I am afraid.
But then doesn't that go into the the lust of that particular CM, that to secure his position he is trying to administer wherein he is not justifying his administrative skills, staying in the jail.
Unless we know how the situation is, nobody can say it, whether he can do the work, how far he can do the work, how effectively he can function. If it is not possible, what is it? These are all it is to be. I think the matter came before the High Court. High Court must have taken some decision. After hearing the parties will explain it, then take a proper judgment.
In the criminal cases, okay, and the death penalties, what we have normally seen is the cases are pending, which leads to many repercussions like, suicide cases may happen, mental health can be an issue. So in those cases, is there any way out that the judgments could be, taken on a immediate basis?
So the death penalty is not, the execution is not taking place within a reasonable time.
Yeah.
Because of the pendency of the appeal.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That is what you mean.
Yeah.
Usually preference is given in the High Court. Such preference is given. But that also large number of cases are there. That is why the High Court is not able to pay much attention to these type of cases. I do not know whether there are so much of cases pending.
Yeah, because in death penalty there can't be so many cases wherein the pendency has to be for long time. But most of the time it does happens.
It should be after the death penalty. It is to be approved by the High Court. If there will be an appeal by the accused also. Both are in that case, it is approved by if it is appeal is dismissed, then naturally then there will be the mercy petition before the president. Then that also is to be considered. Then only he will be executed. It takes time. How much time it will take? Sometimes it takes
too long.
Too long.
It takes too long, and it results in too many problems later. Okay, the person may get into, like recently it has been seen that he may attempt suicide, he may go into mental disorder or anything like that, and that can lead to change of the judgment of date.
I think the one person was capital punishment was awarded. He was only after several years. Recently only he was executed. He was sentenced to death.
Yeah, that's what means. 7 years is a very big time.
7 years is.
What do you think the psychology goes into his mind? Like what could be the trauma that the person is going on, and also with the other people, like the family members and all. So there has to be. What do you think that there has to be a quick judgment to be taken on that?
Internal instruction should be given by the These are all administrative talent of the Chief Justice of the High Court. He should show the way.
Right. So it depends on the talent of the Chief
Yes,
Justice.
Chief Justice should ask the find out judges.
Has
and
this
post
happened in your tenure any time?
in those days, now only the large number of the capital punishment.
Okay. Earlier there were not many.
The even after the dismissal of the mercy petition and the appeal of the Supreme Court, the matter came. I shall not be executed. That came before me and Justice Pasayat. My God, that Calcutta.
So has that ever happened? Like in like as you said that this thing happened. There are certain cases in which one person is goes for this appeal. And then he is granted, no death penalty for him.
He is acquitted. I have acquitted.
Okay.
A person who has been granted death penalty, I have acquitted.
Okay.
A child was seen with a person in a small shop, and that person was purchasing chocolate and giving to the child.
Mm-hmm.
Then that dead body of that child was found in a nala, this is a gutter.
Mm-hmm.
After the 2 days, the dead body was found. This is the only evidence. The child was seen in the company of that person in the shop.
Yeah.
Nobody has seen that he is moving the child to that place. Nobody has seen near the circle, near that place where the dead body was found, and all those. But based on this, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. We heard it and acquitted. So there is no evidence as such. The last week, Delhi High Court also acquitted a person who was sentenced to death. That too, 17 years after the.
मैंने भी वो केस देखा. Right. What is the feeling when you give such judgment? What internally you feel? Because there is somebody who is going to die, and then you have let him free. So how do you? This is a personal thing. Everybody is a human. Even you are a human. You are a judge at a time, but also human.
So what? I have imposed death penalty. Several cases. There is one fellow who has killed 5 persons. I don't want to give the facts.
Mm-hmm.
There is one, even he awarded death penalty to a woman. They were, you see, these are all terrible. One goes to the father and mother, go to the temple, and with a small child, 4 years old child, pray to the God. By the time they look back, child is not there. Immediately whisked away and taken. There are 3-4 persons. They kidnapped. And after they use his gun, they are killed and they dumped in this railway or in some cane field. These are all these facts are they discuss. Then what is the penalty to impose? They are a menace to the society. It should be death penalty should be, but many countries it was abolished, but India cannot, because of our complexity of the situation, we cannot afford to abolish death penalty.
We find that in district court there are, they are not granting bail. What is your take on that?
I don't know what is the situation now, but there was a time in a particular high court, the bail applications accumulated so much. If the bail application filed today, it will only come after 3 months. So that was the number of bail applications, because whenever the district courts they are reluctant to grant bail. They are when they grant bail, some of these attribute motives. So you are granted bail in such a case and all these. So that why should I take that problem? So refuse to grant bail.
Yeah,
but in Kerala, the moment the charge sheet is filed, the bail is granted. even in serious offences.
Any such interesting case that you feel that it was something which you can remember forever?
One fellow, he visited the house and told that so and so your relative is ill, you please come and help, I want to your help. Then he invites one male member of that house. Then it is a coffee plantation area. In the coffee plantation goes, he
Chops him.
chop the head from behind. Then he says that he is seriously ill, we have to take him to hospital. Then the third person is taken. Second person is taken. And third person, he killed, there's 4 persons in a family. He was awarded death penalty.
Okay.
That is the other case also I awarded death penalty. Because that is that these children are taken and they were staying in a rented house. Then the persons who are in the neighborhood, they are their children. But after 2 months or 3 months, some other children they see, not the original one they are seen. Every 2-3 months after different children, then they reported.
Okay.
The police. Then the whole it was detected. 5 persons were arrested. They were all the kidnapping children and killing them. Dispose them. They are used for begging and other things. Sometimes after they become useless, they dispose of them.
Kill them. Oh, I know. There's so much of trauma that must be going on in your. Does that affect your psychology, or do you do some meditation, or you have to undergo some therapy or something like that when you take such judgments or you undergo such cases? No.
Yeah, no. What is it? Okay.
Or it has become a routine.
Routine.
Okay. What is your call on LGBTQ?
I had not studied that case also.
Okay. But your own
rights,
say on that, if that case
LGBT
maybe
rights.
it comes to you,
In fact,
for example.
there was a conference on LGBT rights in New Zealand. So I could not go for that conference when I was in HRC. So I sent my secretary or another member. So LGBT rights and all, I not well studied that.
Okay. Is there any possibility that the constitution is completely demolished and एक नया संविधान ले आ जाए? ऐसा कोई possibility
It is
है?
not possible under our constitution. Basic structure theory is there. The Kesavananda Bharati's case is there. So then how is it under our system? We can switch on to some other system.
Okay, so there is no possibility that our constitution can change. Because people, they feel that, हमारा पूरा संविधान बदल जाएगा.
These are all election.
Yeah, because कि अगर कोई पार्टी स्ट्रॉन्ग है या मेजॉरिटी विन करके आती है तो वो पूरा का पूरा संविधान बदल देगी.
No, system is working fairly well. So the court is there. We can't even carry out a major amendment.
So recently this EVM judgment was been taken. Like, EVM is something, let me also tell you guys, like EVM एक ऐसी चीज़ है जिसमें ना वाईफाई होता है ना ब्लूटूथ होता है. Okay? और लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि EVM हैक हो गया. तो EVM हैक होने के लिए आपको उसके साथ इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी या वाईफाई कनेक्टिविटी होनी चाहिए और ब्लूटूथ होना चाहिए. तो ये कुछ नहीं होता उसमें. और उसका जो टेक्निकल सिस्टम ये होता है कि उसके अंदर एक मदरबोर्ड होता है और एक चिप होती है जिसको वो अगर किसी को उसको चेंज करना है, मतलब चिप को कोई उंगली करता है तो ही कुछ हो, लेकिन उसमें हैक नहीं हो सकता है. तो उस पर एक जजमेंट आया है और वो सबको पता है. लेकिन हम बालकृष्णन जी से पूछेंगे कि क्या व्हाट डू यू थिंक दैट अर्लियर वी हैड बैलेट सिस्टम, okay, that was better, or today the EVM system?
Now everything is a ballot system, paperless. But if we had to print out the ballot papers for the whole people, I think probably that is why it is switched on to EVM. So that is first EVM was used in near my place, that North Parur. That election was set aside because no amendment was carried out in the Representation of People Act. So there was no provision for using EVM.
Oh.
So that was.
So that also comes first in his list.
that was
पहला EVM इनके यहाँ पे लगा था.
that election was set aside.
Okay. अच्छा.
Then the Representative People Act was amended, giving permission to use EVM.
So EVM is the right way to do.
Well, I am not electronically.
Right, okay.
I cannot say whether it could be tampered with or some.
Yeah, but it is much better than the ballot system which we had earlier.
Ballot system is it would be the population increase. It would be very expensive and it will time consuming also.
Right. Are you a left winger or a right winger?
I don't have any politics.
Okay. Because a person has his own, side of thinking. Okay. And there are left wingers and right wingers, left thinkers, right thinkers. So does it affect any judgment neither?
No.
Okay. Not in your case.
Some maybe earlier as a lawyer, he must have been working as a president or secretary of some party or some maybe. Very rarely actual party workers become judges because they have got their own line.
Okay, you have also worked as, have taken a place as a governor also in Gujarat.
Yes.
Yeah, so being into court and being as a governor of any place, do you find, any difficulty or it was okay to take that post?
In fact, I was not aware that I was going to be a governor. So I was just chatting with the chief minister. Then I asked him, I heard that our governor is going to Rajasthan. What is he? Then who is going to be the governor? Then he said, you are going to be the governor. He told me. That is how it was on the day on which the Gujarat High Court moved to the new building, the inauguration of the new High Court building. On that day, I took charge as the governor. One of the ordinance which I have signed was challenged before me. When I came back and then I avoided that case. I will not hear that.
Students who would like to go into this field, okay, they may also aspire because this is the topmost post which if a lawyer to the judge and then as a Chief Justice of India. So, acquiring this position, is there any criteria, like you can be an idol to many students who would like to pursue? So, what do you think the stages that come in while, getting into this career?
That is a lawyer. When he is a lawyer, one has to work hard and be sincere and honest to the profession, to his clients, and read a lot, read the right thing. Not simply reading is the seven. There are so many books of English jurists are available. You read it, House of Lords decision, though it is not applicable, you read it whenever, then you acquire a style of your own. Then when you are noticed as a good lawyer, then the Chief Justice will naturally find you as a judge, pick you up. Then you become a judge. Then also you continue to earn a good name. Then you will rise up in the ladder. That is how it is. That is how the things are going on in this country.
And you have been the one of the longest tenure as a Chief Justice of India. What was the reason that how you had been into this long tenure?
That is, I could become a judge at the age of 40 and a half.
Achha.
So that is that I got a longer career.
Okay.
So I became the senior most judge in the country. And then I was taken.
So, and I'm a little curious about one thing, because everybody, this post has a big aura. This post has a big exposure. You anytime you can meet anyone, and this position is a very huge position. So, what is the salary of Chief Justice of India?
Salary is Salary is not that. I'd like 3 lakhs or so. 3.
Now. Okay.
3 lakhs.
When earlier?
Earlier, it was 4,000 rupees. I joined. Not as a judge. As a judge, I joined as a judge at 4,000 rupees was the salary. No car, no house, nothing. 4,000 rupees, of course, that was a big money.
Okay, at that time, no car, no house.
Then, within 2 months, just next July, Rajiv Gandhi became the Prime Minister. He granted the chauffeur-driven car, the telephone, all these facilities.
Okay.
Salary was raised.
So from 4,000 to?
Then it was...
4 lakh. 3 lakh. 4,000 to 3 lakh now.
It was increased to 2,000 or so. 2,000.
Okay.
4,000, 2,500 or so.
2,500? Uh-huh.
No. 1 lakh 25,000. I don't remember.
No, it started with 4,000. 1985 में 4,000 मिलते थे. तब से लेकर के अभी तक में जो इम्प्रूवमेंट आया है वो है कि 3 लाख रुपए मिलते हैं. लेकिन ये भी अमाउंट, ये पोजीशन के लिए हमें ऐसे लगता है कि बहुत कम है. What advice would you like to give to the newcomers who would like to come into this field?
Generally, that is, as I told, legal profession is a very, very competitive. India probably has got the largest number of lawyers in the world. It is even surpassing the America. So it is a very competitive field. Then in the competition, you have to show your potential, your talents, your ability in the field, then only you will be able to survive. It's not an easy task. So the lawyers, and we have got very fine lawyers, even in Delhi High Court and Supreme Court, we have got fine lawyers. Bombay also got fine lawyers. Chennai, I was in Gujarat for 3 years. Gujarat also, the very good lawyers. Madras, the judges are Chief Justice and all highly respected.
Any say to the new generation?
The parents should guide the children in the right direction. That is to give better education, and they should be. Sometimes now the most of the Kerala, so many students go abroad. Because there is no opportunity to get job here. So,
दोस्तों इसी के साथ ही and with this, I would like to conclude with you, and it was a really good, insightful session. And you know that death penalty and criminals and some cases and constitution और बहुत सारी बातें हुई. Honorable former Chief Justice of India के साथ आज मैं हूँ और मेरे लिए ये एक ऑनर है. और इसी के साथ ही दोस्तों, इनसे जो हमने सीखा आज, इनसे जो हमने जाना आज, उसी को हम लेते हुए इस पॉडकास्ट का अभी अंत करते हैं. लेकिन बने रहिएगा, और भी बहुत सारी कहानियां आएंगी. और दिस इज वैशाली फॉर द पीपल, बाय द पीपल, ऑफ द पीपल. और फिर एक बार नमस्ते आप सब लोगों को हमारे GTRi पॉडकास्ट शो.
थैंक यू सो मच.